In the previous video, we would have learned what is function. Now, in the function, you can learn what is domain and codomain, image, pre-image. Okay. So, let me consider the set A to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and set B to be M, P, Q, R, S. Okay. I represent this using an arrow diagram again for your clarification and so that you can easily understand. So the relation from A to B, I'll map this M, P, Q, R, S. So 1 is mapped to M, 2 is mapped to P, 3 is mapped to Q, 4 is again it is mapped to Q, 5 is mapped to R. So this is now. Tell me first whether it is a function. So in order to check whether it is a function, we have to check whether all the elements in A is mapped. Yes, it is mapped. Next, we have to check whether each element has a single output. Okay, 1 has a single output M, 2 has a single output P, 3 has a single output Q, 4 has a single output Q, 5 has a single output R. So, we have checked with two things. One is all the element in A should be mapped, and the next is all the elements should have a single output. If this 3 is mapped to Q and again if this 3 is mapped again to R, 3 will be having two outputs Q and R. So that will not be a function. Here it is not like that. 3 is having a single output Q and 4 is also having a single output Q and 5 is having a single output R. So this is a function. So this relation from A to B is proved to be the function. So now all the elements in A is mapped, right? So all the elements in the set A is known as domain. Domain is what? The set A. All the elements, when all the elements mapped only, we can say that as function. So all the elements in A set is known as domain. The set A totally is known as domain now. So now what is codomain? So codomain is the set B, whether it is mapped or not. All the elements in set B is known as codomain. Okay. Next, image. I'll explain you what is image. Okay. See here. For 1, the image is what? It is M. Image is like seeing the mirror. You consider a mirror in between here. When one is in the shown in the mirror, you will get a image as M, right? Like that it is, right? So the image of 1 it is M. So image is M here. Next, image of 2 is P here. Image of 3 is Q here. Image of 4 is Q here. And image of 5 is R here. So what are all the image here? M, P, Q, R. These are the images. So how will you write the image? The function of 1, it has the answer to be M. So this M is the image. The function of 2, it gets the answer to be P. So P is the image. So the function of 3 gets the answer to be Q. Q is the image. Function of 4 gets the answer to be again Q. Q is this image. So the function of 5 The answer is R. So R is the image. So what will you write? M, P, Q and R are the images of the input. Okay. So now what is the pre-image? Pre-image. The pre-image of M is what? 1. Because this M, it is mapped to 1, right? So from 1 only it is mapped. So pre-image of M is 1. Pre-image of M, it is 1. Again, pre-image of P is 2. Pre-image of Q is 3. Now again the pre-image of Q is what? 4. So for pre-image of Q you have 2 elements, 3 and 4. The pre-image of R is 5. Pre-image of M is 1, P is Q, Q is 3 and 4, R is